Welcome to the Militia Gaming Community. I'm Trigger, and this video is all about the Trip or Treat Summit in the Crew 2. Let's go! I'm giving away an Xbox Series X to one of my subs this holiday season. Click the giveaway video link in the description or in the top right of this video now to watch the video and enter the giveaway. Just being a sub will not automatically put you in the giveaway, you must officially enter. So go watch that video, enter, and then come back to this one. Good luck! Alright, let's start out with the main Highland Slalom. This event does not have a vehicle restriction, but I'm going to be using the 1414 Demon. It gets the job done and can score high enough to help you reach Platinum, but I would say choose the boat that you're the most comfortable with. General advice for the U-turns at the end of this slalom: just keep the throttle on a little bit. It helps the boat turn sharper, and definitely brake before you go into the U-turns. You don't want to enter it with too much speed. Also, the more parts you can get with the skilled affix stat, the better. You need to have the highest bonus on your skills points for this event. It's not enough to simply complete this course in a quick fashion. You need the bonus points. Moving on to the Salem Woods Escape. This escape is very challenging, but by studying what the world record holder has done, I've been able to come up with a solid strategy for a top 10 finish in the Xbox leaderboards, which should equate to a solid score in the summit. Here's my run using the Koenigsegg Regera. The pro settings I used for my Regera look like this. Alright, moving on to the Bayou buoy smashing. The key to this buoy smashing is control and the skilled affix stat. You must control your boat going through each of the buoy piles so that you can knock all of them out on the first go round. The skilled affix stat is a huge factor because it increases your points gained by a lot. And if you have a full set of score breaker yellow parts, you will multiply your points in a skill like this by 2. I scored over 19,000 points for this skill, and that should be plenty enough for a platinum run in this summit. Here are my pro settings for the 1414 Demon. Moving on to the Aircraft Cemetery Demolition Derby. This Demolition Derby event is very challenging, and especially so if your car isn't fully leveled. The key is actually not running into the cars when passing through the middle lane. This was my #1 cause of restarting the event, and my fastest times were always when I didn't run into anyone head on. I know that's pretty obvious, but it's really important. I'm using the Rattlesnake with these pro settings. The new race for the summit is called Scary Salem. It's a spooky drive through the Salem woods, and you must use the Combi VW bus. There isn't anything real tricky in this race, except for the shortcut found at about 60%-ish. For my first run through on this race, I wasn't pushing the pace, and I got a 502, which gave me 130,000 points, which is more than enough to help you platinum the summit. I can definitely shave off 10 to 20 seconds if I clean up my attempt, but I may not even need to do that depending on my other scores. On this particular car, I don't plan on using it more than I have to because it's a very slow car, and I left the Pro settings default because there's no need to change it, and I did fine. I expect that you can do the same. As for the shortcut, at 60%, you're going to cut left just after the checkpoint or just before the checkpoint, go through the woods, and make sure you hit the checkpoint on the following side. Then you can continue on. It shaves off a couple of seconds, and it allows you to not go through those hard left-hand turns. Alright, next up is the Bar Harbor boat race using the 1414 Demon. This race is pretty straightforward. The faster your boat is, the better you'll do. If you have a full set of Nitro Chemist parts, that definitely helps, so use those. The scoring on this event is all about speed. It goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways, stay off the rocks and hold down your left stick to make sure you're trimming as much as possible. Also, you can definitely shave a few seconds by taking the land instead of the jump here at the end of the race. My boat isn't fully upgraded yet, but I will get there this week. A time of 1:30 will be plenty fast enough to platinum the summit if you do okay in the other events. Moving on to the South Trip Hypercar race using the non-hypercar Challenger SRT Demon. Now this is normally a hypercar race, but in this summit event, you're forced to use the street car, the Challenger SRT Demon. That being said, the path you take is going to be basically the same. There are a few cuts on this course that I would definitely recommend. At 20%, you can cut the corner on the right-hand turn and continue straight on the road. NOS right here does help. And at 86%, you can veer off to the left of the road, heading straight for the checkpoint at the top of the hill. When your car jumps through the checkpoint, make sure you reset the car and then continue on. Here are my Dodge Demon Pro settings. These settings are for a very stiff and top speed oriented demon, as opposed to a street race demon that would be required to take a lot of really sharp turns. Next up, the Bayou Rally Raid using the Monster 1200S bike. This race offers many different choices to the driver. There really isn't a path that you need to follow, but your goal should be to go directly from one checkpoint to another in a straight line, obviously without hitting any trees. The world record runs on this rally raid are mostly straight through the swamp. A Nitro Chemist set would definitely be nice here, but I also recommend Muddy. It helps your car maintain speed through bumps. Without a fully upgraded 1200S, I was able to land myself in the top 300 out of 53,000 players. A time near 2 minutes should do the trick here. My pro tune for the Monster 1200S is this. And lastly, the Bayou Hoverboat race using the Speedster. If you haven't driven hoverboats before, it will take some time to get used to the handling model, but once you do, this is one of the more fun event classes in the game. The Bayou race has a shortcut through the woods at about 12%. You cut hard to the left and do your best to miss all the trees. This is a very challenging shortcut, but it does save about 30 seconds of time in total if you do it correctly on all 3 laps. Nitro Chemist is strongly recommended for this, as Nitro is a big part of the handling model for these hoverboats. My pro settings on the Speedster look like this. Alright guys, that's it for this one. I hope this guide has helped you get platinum in the Trip or Treat Summit. That is always the goal each week. So let me know in the comments down below if these guides are helpful, and I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.